Hey, Aries, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your June 2024 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. Wow, your cards starting out are fantastic. Now, I kept wanting to refer back to January of 2024. So for some of you, any seeds that you've planted at the beginning of the year, I feel like they're coming to fruition this month, or you may be hitting some big milestones. You may be making a lot of progress here, possibly after a time of a little bit of either stagnancy or hanged man energy. Okay, you may be putting an end to that. I'm also getting loud and clear the words, a decision has been made. A decision has been made. So I don't know if that's coming from your higher self, that your soul has made a new decision when it comes to finances, money, career, wealth, or if you are waiting on someone to make the first move, or you're waiting to hear back from a company. But I am getting a decision has been made. And this decision, I feel like it's from an emperor type of energy. So, I mean, you are the emperor, Aries. So this definitely could be your higher self, but you're also seeing it manifesting in the physical world. So this is significant, whatever this decision is. And we'll find out the further we move along here. Now, we do have nutrition showing up. Some of you may have been looking at your health. Okay, your health may have been a contributing factor, or possibly the health of someone around you. Some of you may even be in wellness, nutrition, supplements. This could be part of your career, because we do have the nutrition card and it's standing out here for you. It says you conduct healing work with your culinary skills. So for some of you as well, this could be getting into a better state of vitality or wellness, maybe in your personal world, and this could really contribute to your professional life in a big way. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Starting off, you have the 9 of Cups here. We're just getting all your cards out, and that's what I said. There's a lucky break coming in, as in a wish fulfilled, manifestation. You have created this luck because you are the one who put some sort of plans into motion. Even if you didn't quite realize it, it's coming from a soul level. I feel that for you. A lot of you are highly spiritual. You're highly in tune, even though at times, even though at times you self-doubt or second guess your intuition, you are very in tune of what's going on. And you may just get caught up in financial struggles, challenges, or drama, which we do live on this earthly plane. That does happen. And it means that we have lessons yet to learn. And I feel like you've taken a little bit of a step back, or an inventory of the last 6 months, because again, they're referring to January. So some of you, this does have to do with the last 6 months. Perhaps you have been in that waiting period, but in the near future, you have the star showing up. So there is major healing, new beginnings I see coming in for you. Page of Swords, new opportunities. That's the news. That's what I was getting here. A decision has been made. So something that you, again, planted seeds on. Perhaps you've applied for a position a while ago and it was very cutthroat. 5 of Swords showing up in your hopes and fears. There was compromise, negotiation, and let's get a final outcome here, and then we'll dive into your reading. Okay, wow. So starting off, we do have the clover here. Okay, say that one more time, Spirit. I'm getting the name. It almost looks like Derek spelled, but I feel like it's pronounced in a different way, or Derek. So please take that as it resonates, D-E-R-E-K, but that could also be part of someone's last name as well, or part of a location. So again, take it as it resonates. Your first card out is the clover. This is a lucky break, and I was picking up on that Wheel of Fortune, some sort of turn, some sort of shift happening, and this is about good fortune coming your way. You are taking a chance. You are taking a leap of faith. And I feel like you are the one that is turning that wheel. This is about finances. It could be risky. It may feel like you're taking a risk. I'm also getting something with deadline or timing coming in, but it's going to pay off. It may surprise you how well something works after it starts to get engaged a little bit more or starts to kind of get the ball rolling. Maybe there's new hire coming in and you realize, wow, this person is really good for the team, or this could be a new job. I feel after something felt a little bit rocky, stuck, or in hanged man mode, you're seeing now, because you are highly aware, as we said, you're seeing that things are playing out in a perfect divine way, right? Perfectly divine order showing up here. And this is really wonderful because you may be spending a little bit more time outdoors or just feeling, I'm getting space. So perhaps you're getting more freedom, more space, more air. Some of you also, and this is interesting, I feel like you may have been in some sort of a cubicle, or even if you worked from home, I feel like you are shifting up your energy, your environment. You're removing yourself from a stagnant situation or environment. Again, you may be going near a window, or you're adding some plant life to the mix here. I'm getting with this outdoorsy energy, it just feels like you have a little more room to breathe, okay? Now you have the feather card showing up here as well. Aries, this is about abundance, easy money, and divine intervention. Beautiful. Whenever I get this feather card as well, it does remind me of Aquarian energy, and this can also be travel, which I thought I seen the travel card. Okay, maybe some of you are traveling for work. You may be feeling a little lighter. Yeah, lighter. Some of you may have worked in the airline industry here, or you realize that divine intervention is at play, and that's what I was picking up on. But you are part of the divine, right? You are that spark, and I feel like you understand now why something had occurred the way it did, and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're on the right path is what I'm picking up on here for you. Some of you are working on strategizing some new skills so you can work smarter, not harder. I mean, we all want to get there, right? But I'm just getting working smarter, not harder. And that may be why easy money is here. So this could be residual income. Perhaps it has to do with real estate or creating some sort of brand or creating an online community, maybe a book or Airbnb. It's almost as if you're regenerating that income over and over again, but you only have to put in the work of like one time. But then that one time is going to be hard. You're going to put in the work, right? But I feel like now you're starting to see something paying off a little bit. And maybe that's what you were starting to grow or expand in January. And it's been a little bit difficult getting to that point where you could bring in money from something. And if this is you in the corporate world, I feel like you could be leveling up to a new tier in your line of work. Maybe you are taking on a new role. There could be new responsibilities coming in here. I also feel you've completed a very powerful cycle. I am getting retirement for some of you, and that may be part of the divine intervention and easy money, so you can relax, take care of yourself here. Maybe it does have to do with travel. Maybe that's your retirement goal. You have the tree as your final outcome. This does remind me of the World card, and you actually have the World card as your big opportunity here. It's in the challenge position, but I feel like it is about you freeing yourself. That's that expansion, that outdoorsy environmental feeling I'm getting here for you. Some of you are environmentalist as well. They're giving me the environmentalism card, although we didn't pull it here for you, but I have to... Oh, here it is. Okay, so some of you are environmentalists. It says you are an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature, possibly even animals. So perhaps you help the environment in some way, shape, or form. You could work with plants. You could work with animals, or that may be a goal of yours, because I'm getting wellness and nutrition. Now, this does talk about, look at you have outdoors again showing up. I mean, maybe some of you came from farming or farmland. Maybe you want to be able to have the freedom to, work in a lavender field if you want, or, go take your laptop outside and record your YouTube channel or whatever it may be for you. I'm just getting spending time in nature, but also helping maybe use your throat chakra to share your knowledge. I'm getting share your knowledge. Now, this talks about coming to fruition, family business. You are leaving a legacy behind. You are a living, breathing legend is what I'm getting here for you. And you also have ancestral help at this time. Some of you may be working strongly with your ancestors. This is about things coming to fruition, which is what I was picking up on, to create more stability. This is about divine intervention coming in, and there's a pivot happening here. Now, bottom of the deck, you do have the ornaments. So if we're looking at this as, increments, we picked up on the January energy, June, and then this is my December card here for ornaments. So it feels as if you're going through these cycles this year, and you are going to celebrate a very powerful, mature investment by the end of 2024. And I feel like June here is the catalyst. June's the turning point where all the seeds that you've planted from January to June are starting to grow. And by the end of the year, they're ready for full picking. So this is quite beautiful. And this is about maybe retail, beauty, finish work, and look at that, retirement. So powerful energy. Some of you may even be in the beauty industry, or you're working with money, maybe stocks, crypto, anything of that nature. Something here is maturing. There's a maturation process of value. I'm also getting the people that you work with, or you're able to put yourself into a role where there is, again, more responsibility, but I feel like you're not feeling overworked or overburdened. It's almost as though you're climbing, but you don't have to work as hard as you did down here. I hope that makes sense for you. So beautiful. Now, the nutrition card came out of the Soul Purpose deck. That was your first card out, and they really are highlighting that. And I'm also getting a big N. So some of you, your first name or your last name could start with an N, or some of you may have double N energy here as in Nancy. But I am getting nutrition, healing. There could even be an event that you attend in the month of June. Maybe it's some sort of a potluck, or you get together and food is being served in some way, shape, or form. You may meet very important people that you connect with, that you collaborate with. Maybe you exchange a business card. This could be someone that comes to work for you, someone that knows that there's an opening at a job that you really want. I just feel like there's some really great interactions, and it could be communication over food. So some of you may even be talking to a boss or talking to someone very inspirational over food, and you have an aha moment, or there's something that expands from this here, Aries. Now, environmentalist is what I was picking up on here intuitively. So I definitely feel like a lot of you are teaching, right? Teaching, nurturing, or protecting in whatever way or form that may show up for you. You're supported here. Your life fully supports you. And you're seeing evidence of that in your physical, financial, material world. I love that. Strength. You've overcame a lot. I feel like a lot of you really had to work strongly from the ground up to build, because the bottom of the deck, you have the builder card, and it says your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment, but you had to start from scratch, as most people do, right? It's not just handed to us, or we don't just, born into something. I mean, yes, that happens, but I feel like you have created this. You have ancestors to help you, and you may have even followed in some sort of footsteps, but I feel like this is on you. You are the one that made the soul contract, and you've overcome a lot of your own struggles, possibly with family, because I'm getting the tree energy again. So you may have broke off of you know, maybe a family tradition or went your own path. Look at that. There's the one flower here that's kind of over here on their own. So maybe you grew up with a bunch of, you know, farmers, or you grew up in a certain country or whatever it may be, or your whole, you know, family lineage bloodline was over here. And then you went off and you did something. You did something new, something that broke the cycle is what I'm picking up on. I also am getting someone that maybe wears or wore, if they are crossed over now, a hearing aid. Okay, specifically maybe the right ear, or someone may be very clairaudient, maybe picking up on additional sounds or frequencies, or maybe sounds or frequencies could be significant for you this month. Yeah, look at that. As I say that, we have sensitivity showing up. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. And then we also have trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. I like that. All right. So over here we have selling. So some of you could be selling products. You may be posting them online. Maybe you're opening your own Etsy shop. Some of you may even be vendors at a farmer's market or at a local market, or you may even collaborate and work with another company that is willing to sell your products. I'm also getting like Amazon, Poshmark, places, different places, but I also feel like you may be cutting out the middleman. Okay, what's that mean here? Cutting out the middleman. It's almost as if, yeah, working smarter, not harder. Instead of it having multiple layers, you're going from like A to Z, but without all the fluff in between. Okay. So selling, again, maybe selling a property, but instead of using a real estate agent, you may be connecting with you know, a friend or a family member who's an agent who can give you a better deal or something of that nature here. Now we have background check. Someone may be looking into your work. If you are an entrepreneur, I feel like you're getting a lot of hits, you're getting a lot of engagement, you're getting a lot of social interactions. For those of you Aries out there who are looking for a new job, I feel like people are looking into you. They're looking at your resume. They are following up. I see here your information being passed along. So whether that's the click of a resume that's, you know, getting projected towards, you know, another hiring agent, or someone's going through it. And then I feel like there's another person that looks at it here. And that's interesting because I just said cutting out the middleman, but I feel like that's two separate energies here. So you are getting noticed, you're getting recognized. And we have here responsibilities, and you were carrying a lot. And I feel like you're letting some of those burdens go, because remember, showing up as your opportunity is the world to complete something. Yeah, to complete something so you can lay down some of those burdens and work smarter, not harder. You may even be receiving a certification, or if you've been going to school for something, or if you've been really working hard in the last 6 months to create some form of abundance. I feel like this is where you can lay down some of those heavy burdens, because some of you have been working on paying off debt, and perhaps that is the energy here of maybe by the end of the year, you have some sort of loan paid off, or a goal is really being recognized or being achieved here. And maybe some of you, there's been a past due bill. I'm getting like past due bill is, and maybe that's that deadline as well. I was picking up on deadline. So I feel like something is getting paid off here, or you see more money coming in where you're able to pay off something that you felt like you couldn't get ahead on. Yeah, maybe it was a credit card for some of you, overspending here. Oh, okay. Some of you, this debt has to do with you. It's almost as if your soul contract had a little bit of a karmic debt to pay. And I don't always love to talk about that. I know people don't love to hear, that's my karmic debt. But I feel like you stayed in a situation, maybe stayed in a job because you had to do what you needed to do to put food on the table. And you may have thought it was your karma, but I feel like you were just in a position here of understanding and knowing and growing, right? Knowing that this position wasn't your forever, it was just part of it, but you started to get a little bit heavy on yourself because you may have been in that stage of your life for quite some time. And it may have felt karmic, or you may have thought to yourself, what's wrong with me? But I feel that you are coming up out of that. You're putting an end to that type of thinking, that type of manifestation. So the first tarot card out here we have is the Nine of Cups. Now, Aries, you have been filled at times with empty promises from yourself even, or you've said, I'm going to do this year. I'm going to open my business this year. I'm going to travel this year. And it feels like it gets shoved to the side or it gets put on the back burner. But I feel like this is the time that Spirit is saying you're supported. Go for it here. You're stronger than you think. This is about wishes granted instead of filling yourself or feeling like others are filling you up with empty promises, because this is the wish fulfillment card. There's the genie there in the bottle coming out saying, there's the nine different cups here. This is solo, individual success and achievement. It's emotional fulfillment here for you, feeling content, feeling good with where you're at. This is a sense of completion showing up. But what's crossing you is the World card. So even though there is a sense of completion, how do you feel about this? Do you feel hollow or do you feel triumphant? And I am getting, some of you felt hollow about your successes, or you felt like it doesn't feel the way that you had wanted it to feel. You either thought you would feel a completely different way, or you felt like there would be more success, but that may be the self-doubt piece, okay, showing up in your recent past. Now, I do feel like you are moving forward. You're starting a brand new journey here, and it's going to be quite significant from what you're used to, and that can infuse us with self-doubt, right? When you're taking a big step into a new direction of your life, whether it's a brand new job, whether it is retirement, whether you're moving, relocating, or, you know, going back to school, opening up a business, it can instill a little bit of doubt, and we question, are we on the right path? Is this in our highest good? And I feel like Spirit is saying, yes, we can trust that you are moving forward. Some of you, this is about reaching people on a global level. This could be working internationally as well. But with the World card, Spirit is reminding you, Aries, that the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. And I also feel like there's some sort of collaboration or coming together that may be part of the next chapter. So if you've been working solo or individually, or it has felt like you've climbed your way to the top of this tier, you may be inviting a new energy in to help you with this next beginning step for you. Okay. Now what's below you is the Hierophant. A lot of lessons, a lot of teaching. Some of you may even be teachers, school teachers of some sort, spiritual teachers. You may work for the government, work for an organization, work for, military even. This is divine energy with the Hierophant, but it's also traditional versus unconventional thinking. So what I'm picking up on is this area of your life, if this is what you've always been doing traditionally, you are heading towards something more non-conventional, and that's okay. This is about you opening yourself up, but this is part of your spiritual path. Okay, so I always give the example of maybe being a nurse, being in the nursing profession, taking care of people. Maybe you're a registered nurse here, but you're really diving into the holistic and the wellness and the nutrition piece of it. And you kind of veer off into more of that unconventional way. And you go over here and you start up your own practice. That's completely kind of opposite of what you've learned or done over here, but you're incorporating more of a deeper spiritual, intuitive piece to the mix here. Okay. For some of you. Now, for others of you with this Hierophant, this is about teachings, beliefs, morals, learning? Am I moving forward based on some sort of structured routine, structured belief that I have learned in the past? Or can I wiggle away from this and take the path less traveled, is what I'm feeling here. Now, in the recent past, you have the Eight of Swords. This can sometimes be our own doubts getting in our way of success. Okay, self-doubt. It feels like we have a blindfold on. Her hands are usually tied behind her back, and she has the 8 swords there, which can be mental blocks. Swords can be obstacles, decisions, intellect, and communication. It's very, you know, mental in the mind. So I do feel like some of you got caught up in a little bit of a mental whirlwind here of, am I strong enough? Because I keep getting strength energy here. You have an 8. And this is about you overcoming some of those mental blocks and mental setbacks, letting go of an old story, not panicking when things aren't working out exactly the way that you have them planned. That's why Spirit is saying be open to new ways of being, new ways of thinking, because your guides, your ancestors are, you know, saying the sky's the limit. Open yourself up. The world is your oyster. So you don't have to stay stuck in this dynamic or this old paradigm. Now, what's showing up above you is the 3 of Coins. The 3 of Coins is all about foundation. It is about teamwork, making that dream work. It is stepping up. And sometimes we feel like we are taking 5 steps back. Sometimes we really are in a way, but in a way, physically, it feels like we've taken 5 steps back, maybe a job loss or a health concern or something of that nature. But that's where we sometimes get the most growth. And I feel like if there was any lessons that may have been unlearned, or if you did have to surrender, take a pause and go inward, it was to really ask yourself, am I aligning with what's going on in here? Is this what I truly want on a soul level, or am I feeling stuck? Is my head in one direction? Is my heart in another? Am I moving forward and making progress here? So I feel like you did a lot of research. You see the books here. There's been a lot of knowledge gains. And this is about skilled work, collaboration, cooperation. I'm also getting with the 3 of Coins. Some of you wear many different hats. You have many different roles in your line of work. Okay, you may be passing off some of those roles or completing, wearing so many different hats and simplifying your life in some way, shape, or form. And I'm also getting, if you had to go back to school, or if there was a class that you've put on the back burner, maybe you signed up for something in January, right? And you started to go through the months and you kind of fell off, right? I feel like there's a completion or a finalization here coming in for you. Now, Aries, in the near future, we have the Star card. This does talk about bright new opportunities coming in for you after feeling like things were a little bit dim, or you didn't feel like there was a lot of options out there, or maybe you felt a little bit lower on energy. I'm also getting, some of you have been looking for a job for quite some time. This is saying don't give up hope. Okay, your dreams aren't broken. You have the dream showing up here with the 9 of Cups, but some of you started to lose a little bit of that faith. You started to lose a little bit of that doubt, and that's why we have the 8 of Swords getting in our own head saying, well, I'm never going to find that job. I'm going to be looking for years and years, or I'm going to be stuck in this job I hate, or whatever it may be, and then panic maybe started to show up a little bit. Well, you have the Star coming in the near future. And this is strong Aquarian energy about healing, guidance, positivity, and peace. So again, a decision has been made. I just heard that again here. So a decision has been made either on a spiritual level here with your higher self, with a new soul contract, a business contract, a new employment, or maybe you've decided to retire. I mean, it's coming in here because look at what we have. Ace of Coins, this is your energy. This is beautiful. It is a new opportunity for abundance, for money, for growth, for materialism. This is good news, possibly with your health. It could be money, right? Good news in your money. This can be a raise, inheritance, promotion, after some opportunities that you felt like you had missed out on due to either physical concerns or financial loss. But this is success. This is abundance. This is new money, okay? Or just new, beautiful. I'm loving this for you. I feel like you've come a long way, and something, it almost feels like a miracle because you wanted this for so long, but maybe again, life happens and you lost sight of this dream, or the faith. Yeah, I'm getting it, like the faith was lost, or you didn't feel like something was going to turn out. And here it's actually turning out in a better way than you could have expected. Now, in your environment, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is strategy, strategic solutions. It is about using that beautiful right and left hemisphere of the brain in a powerful, new, constructive way, not getting in our way, right? You see the opposite here of the Eight of Swords. It's dark, it's dingy, you know, blindfolded, we can't see anything. And then we see the Page of Swords coming in and saying, nope, we're getting out of that. We're going to go back to the drawing board. We are going to go back to new opportunities and tell ourselves the sky's the limit here. What do I want to create? What do I want to manifest? How can I be an artist of my own life? And I feel like that's the opportunity that you have coming in here. So something more creative. Okay. Some of you may use numbers. Okay. Some of you maybe there's something with 3, 6, 9. Okay, isn't that Tesla's? I think that's Tesla's work, Tesla's number. So I'm getting numbers here, strategy, strategic. I'm getting like data analysis, or some of you may be looking at graphs, looking at computers, something with crunching numbers here as well. But you're also implementing a creative side. For some of you, this may also be corporate world and business, and you're finding balance between the two. And you're really strategizing and you're cutting through some sort of fluff. And some of you, I feel like you were too much over here, too much in the left hemisphere, or too much in the right, where it just didn't feel balanced. And that's why you felt thrown off. Now, the hope and fear for you, Aries, is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is ruthlessness. It's defeat, right? You don't want to feel like you've been banging your head up against the wall to get no results on something. I'm getting here with the Five of Swords. This can also be dealing with someone else, someone that may have been bullying or coercing. This can be poor sportsmanship. Yeah, someone who can be very arrogant as well. And I feel like if you've dealt with these type of people, or if this is a part of yourself, this can be that mental conflict, putting an end to it. And there is compromise. Now, this is hopes and fears. And with your hopes, you're hoping that you can find that balance and compromise here. I also feel some of you, your hope is just to get rid of this Five of Swords altogether if this is someone you were dealing with in the workplace, okay? Or dealing with a problem. Yeah, someone had a problem possibly with you, and that's coming to an end or coming to a close. That is in your hopes and fears position. Now, your final outcome is the Strength. This is probably one of my favorite strength cards in any tarot deck ever. And you can see that this is all about unquestioned confidence. This guy is running on the beach with a prosthetic leg, and he has that strong Leo tattoo, right? The Leo placement here. Some of you may even have a tattoo on your left shoulder, but this guy's not letting anything stop him. And if you've ever ran in the sand, you know it's not an easy thing to do. You sink in, you need to really, it gives you a great workout. And this guy doesn't have a leg. He could sit, he could have let this stop him. And he probably did sit in that reflection stage for quite some time, went through the 5 stages of grief, or he could have went through a period of feeling, hanged man. He had to build himself up. He had to get better. He had to relearn how to live, how to walk. And with this Strength card, for some of you, you've went through a dire situation in your career where you may have felt like you had to go back and relearn something in a new way. And Spirit is saying it was all part of your growth, all part of your process here. You have this unquestioned confidence within you. And sometimes you question it, of course. Sometimes you feel like you've exhausted yourself, but you have a lot of higher energies here as well. You have, the 8s, you have the 9s, you have the Hierophant, the World, the Star. You have major arcanas here as well. And outcome with the Strength, I feel like this is saying, Aries, there's nothing that you cannot do if you set your mind, and they're giving me mind, highlighted here. There's nothing you cannot do if you set your mind to it. That's why you have the Page of Swords in your energy, because what you think about, you bring about. Your mind is powerful. Our thoughts create our reality. If you can think it, if you can dream it, if you can imagine it, you can make it happen. And I just feel like some of you, you let that mental mind come in and kind of wreak some havoc, and it may have even stayed dormant or stayed stationary in there for a while. And then a new opportunity came in and the mind creeped in and says, nope, you can't go for that one. You're not lucky, right? Or it started to tell yourself things to quote unquote protect you, but it was just a limiting belief, right? Hierophants. So you've done a lot of work, and I feel like August could even be a very pivotal turning point for you as well. So I'm loving this energy. Now let's get a message here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have here for Aries? Wisdom of the Oracle. For Aries, career, prosperity, abundance, we have mending. Mending showing up. Some of you may be 52 years old. Okay, let's just look at the message here for you, 52. This is about forgiveness, making amends, healing, possibly after some disappointments. Each time, let's look at the prosperity section. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty, shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term, sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. And this is about perspective as well. You have a lot of that mental energy here. So for some of you, this can be about loss, right? Even though I don't have the Death card here, but I am getting with the Strength and the 8 of Swords, you may have felt like you've missed out on something. Like I've missed out on 10 years of my life because I've been in this job, or, I had to have this responsibility, because they're highlighting the responsibility card, and you're getting down on yourself at times. And it says here, this opens us up when we go through those periods of transformation. It opens us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. It leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is a part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss or pain or dissonance? And that's kind of what I feel here, dissonance. So cognitive dissonance, or feeling a little bit of disconnect in some way, shape, or form. That is coming back into alignment because you're starting to view it from, the greater whole. You're allowing it to open you up in ways that maybe you never thought possible. You will never be left behind, Aries. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who doesn't want you to feel alone, because one day, and I feel like this one day is June. It's coming up in June, where you're realizing that you are connecting with people and you're leaving an imprint. You are a legend. You're leaving a legacy here. And remember what I said about collaborating and connecting? There's 2 people here. So something that you may have been doing solo, or if you felt ostracized or put on the back burner in some way, or maybe you yourself have had to put a dream on hold for whatever reason, there's important help coming in and important people that are going to allow you to mend that area and really bring a wish to the forefront here. Beautiful. All right, let's get a message from your spirit animals at this time. So I just ask, if you can, Aries, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold your breath for as long as you can and release with a nice big sigh from your mouth. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animals are wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be an animal that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, maybe one that you've seen recently in the great outdoors, or even an animal totem that's come to you through your dreams or meditation. There is no right or wrong answer, Aries. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animal or animals, if you had more than one, in the comment section below the video to be entered into the free reading giveaway. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, let's get your animals. Now, Aries, we have the vulture showing up here right away, the vulture, and it says nothing is wasted. So because we've received this message a few different times, some of you feel like you've wasted your time, your energy, your investments on maybe healing too long or staying in a situation, or, you know, I just feel, or life, right? I just feel like some of you, that may be a part of sabotaging mental behavior by telling yourself, I've wasted, right? Trust that even though you weren't fully on that path of freedom or on that path of abundance, it doesn't mean that all was lost. It meant that you had to go through some lessons here on maybe patience, perfectionism, people-pleasing, growth, more incremental, I'm getting like incremental steps to get to where you want to be. So some of you may have stayed at step 1 for quite some time, and I feel like there's a lot that you've learned, but you are more mature, you are wiser, you are moving towards full expansion in a bigger way than you would have thought possible. Some of you may be 63 years old, 52, 53, or 40. And we have the scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Yeah, this is, you are a magical being. You are creating magic in your life. And that's why it's so important here to work on this Page of Swords energy here as well and stay open to belief. You are mending, you're healing, you're coming to a very fortuitous time in your career, but it's been a long time coming for some of you because you've had other things to maybe focus on or other things to peel back the layer, kind of like an onion, peeling it back in order for you to get to the core. And that may have been a deep-seated belief that was part of peeling back the layers. Now, we do have here the seahorse, which does talk about that watch and wait period. And I feel like things are coming to fruition. So I'm not getting that you have to wait in this energy for long. You're going to see that these things start appearing as if by magic, because you are the energy here of the scarab beetle. And lastly here, we have mouse spirit. Tend to the smaller things. You're going to want to make sure that all of your ducks are in a row here, because things could pick up pace quite quickly for you with the strength card, and it could pick up pace by August. So even though this is a June reading, tend to the small things now. If you have been waiting for something, a choice has been made, I feel on a higher level, on a divine level for some of you, and that could take a little bit of time. No more than 2 months here to manifest in the physical, but I feel like it's not wasted time. Make sure you're tending to the smaller things. Perhaps you are going through an interview process. Perhaps you are building with the builder card, building a website. You could be building a business here, building up your credit. I also get with the nutrition, you're taking care of yourself. Maybe that's you getting outside, spending a little time in nature. I also see some of you may have taken, and if so, this is pretty amazing. And I'm so happy for you. You were able to take like a month off, or you maybe went traveling for a full month, or there's something here with a month of downtime where if you've been in that rest mode or healing mode, get ready to put your running shoes on, because I do feel like there's going to be some significant changes here for you. All right. Last but not least, let's get a message from your soul's truth and an action step that you can take to help you towards your highest path of abundance. We have, what are the dominant emotions that run my life? How do you fill your day? Stress or joy? Trust or anger? Anxiety or peace? We have only today, right now, the journey. No goal, no destination will bring us the feeling we seek. But when we begin filling every day with that which we value most, we will attract more of it. This is fulfillment. And remember, that's your first card out. 9 of Cups, feeling fulfilled emotionally here. So your soul action, Aries, is this. Lean into what you want to feel and adjust your life, your values, your expectations to match your desires. What do you want to feel? And are you willing to let go of the belief that you have to have it, that you have to achieve something to feel it? Okay, so sometimes we feel like if we achieve this level of status or have this much money, or, you know, if we achieve this over here, and that may be why you're not feeling fulfilled when it comes to your career. Are you willing to let go of the belief that you have to achieve it to feel it? Let's flip that around a little bit. Lean into what you want to feel first. I want to feel rich today, right? Rich in all different ways. I want to feel spontaneous today. How can you adjust those values? How can you change up the environment in order to allow yourself to feel that way? So that is what I have for you, Aries. It does look like a very beautiful month for you to break through some mental blocks that you've had here possibly. You see that there is a clover coming in, so lucky break. And I feel that there is something here in the physical manifesting for you this month as well, but you may fully feel like you hit the ground running in August. So if there's a new job opportunity here, or whatever this new abundance is for you with the Ace of Coins, it may take a couple months for you to feel like, wow, yes, I get the hang of this. I'm getting the swing of this. This feels really good. And your unquestioned confidence is going to pay off in big, big ways. So that is what I have for your June 2024 career reading. If you do like the messages, Aries, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, hit that subscribe and bell button, and do drop your power animals in the comment section below the video. Lots of love.